What is up, Buff Nation? Welcome into DNVR Buffs Primetime. We are presented by Illegal Pete's, everyone's go-to spot for burritos, buddies, and beers. And I'm joined by my man, Uncle Neely.
I thought you were going to say your buddy, man. You just said burritos, buddies, and beer, you know.
You're my buddy, you're my pal, you're my friend, you're my co-host.
My buddy. Probably a little too old for some of y'all, but there was a dog called My Buddy.
Yeah.
Go Google it.
I don't know what that is.
No, it was literally a dog, My Buddy, you know. My buddy and me like to climb up a tree. Yeah.
Never heard that before.
Hey, I mean, I got a little gray on you, man. I'm telling you. When I was a kid, there was a dog called My Buddy.
I believe you. I'll
Yo, you looking at it? It is creepy.
Oh, no. Oh, let's see it.
Yeah, watch this. See, y'all got to trust the wisdom, the sage advice of good old Uncle Neely.
Oh, my goodness.
Buddy. Yeah. But it was pre-Chucky. Like, My Buddy is older than Chucky.
We're here, though. We're chilling.
We are chilling. You're
Hanging
my buddy.
out.
That's the spirit of it right there. You're my buddy.
I appreciate that, man. Let's get into it, bro.
Let's do it.
It's game week.
It is game week. I need a little more enthusiasm.
It's game week.
There it is. It's game week, man. We are finally here.
I can't believe it, man. It doesn't even feel real to me, honestly. It feels like we're still just going through all these practices and stuff that we always do, but we actually travel.
Tell me about it. But now we are. It's football time, as Coach Brett Bartolone would say. It's football time.
Yes,
man.
sir.
We got first game is on the road, Fort Worth, Texas, TCU. You know, I know tickets are scarce, hard to come by, but you can't miss the game because it's on every TV in America. It's the Fox kickoff game, man.
You know how amazing Buff Nation is? My guy Samad just sent me the My Buddy commercial.
Come on, man. This is live. I'm telling you,
hilarious.
My buddy. And somewhere in that commercial it says my buddy and me like to climb up a tree. Bank on it.
I'll watch it after this. We can watch it together.
No, we're not going to watch it together.
What's been going on at practice? What's the vibe been like this week?
A lot of energy, man. The players, the coaches, everybody's ready to get it on, man. Everybody is ready to go play this damn football game. Tired of playing each other, you know, since the spring. Tired of playing each other all the fall camp. Now that you get out of fall camp, you get into the true installs and game plan for that first opponent. You know, Coach Prime has told the guys, Warren Sapp, when he spoke to the team this morning, hey, man, you got to go at each other hard. You know, we will be together when we all in the same color, but right now, offense still in white, defense in black. We got to bring the best out of each other, and that's what's been happening.
I just want to recap a few things since the last time you were here. We'll get to today in the second segment. But Tyler Brown announces ineligible. Obviously, a terrible, heartless decision by the NCAA. Just your thoughts. You've talked to Tyler, I'm sure. We saw him today, actually, on the way out.
Yeah, I talk to him, every day, man. He's in great spirits, particularly when you juxtapose that against the spirits that he could be in. It's just, it's unfair. You just don't see a lot of consistency in the rulings of the waivers. I thought that Tyler had a sincere grounds for appeal, grounds for that waiver.
Yeah.
But they ultimately denied it. He's a team player, man. He is in meetings, at practice, doing what he can, and he can do just about everything except play.
Mm-hmm.
So he's now an extension of Coach OB, helping that offensive line get better. Great guy, man. Great human being.
Yeah, man. It seems like he's actually doing okay, though. He's hanging in there. I mean, this is obviously a tough time he's going through.
Yeah, I had breakfast with him, I guess that was Monday morning. I asked him how he's doing. He said, I'm good, Coach. I said, no, man, really, how are you doing? And we just had a good heart-to-heart about it. So, it's going to be some challenges when he has to watch them play and can't play.
Mm-hmm.
But he's in great spirits about it, man. So I just think the NCAA got it wrong on this one.
I really think they did, too. Shout out to Joel Klatt. He put out a video on his show yesterday. Coach Prime quote tweeted it. Yeah. Tyler quote tweeted it. And it got some traction. Like, people, I'm sure, who are not familiar with Tyler, with Colorado, with Coach Prime, are now exposed to the situation that NCAA has put in Tyler Brown through. So
absolutely. And that's going to help the next Tyler Brown.
Yes, of
it's
course.
Going to bring attention to it that the rulings need some consistency. There needs to be some foundation and groundwork how they make these decisions. And, I understand everything is case by case, but you see so many similar cases with different rulings that it's hard to figure it out.
On the other hand, though, Savion Wilkerson, he's good to go.
Good to go.
We got another back in that backfield, man.
Man, that running back room is loaded and it is talented. I think you're going to see maybe a 3 or 4-headed monster these first couple of games out the gate.
Can't wait, man. Then just yesterday, First off, Coach Prime, another just incredible press conference.
Yeah. But
the moment at the end where he says, I'm an HBCU alum and would not admit to being a Knoll. What did you think?
Because I saw it happening.
Yeah.
I saw it coming. And he and that reporter, they have a great rapport.
Yes, they do.
When he first got here, she asked about his health with his leg, one of the first people to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So they always kind of tease each other back and forth and have a good time. And, she's a Hurricane, Miami Hurricane. And, you've had Michael Irvin here.
Yep.
You've had Warren Sapp here. So she was giving him a dig, about, hey, you got all these Hurricanes coming in and you're a Knoll. And he made it clear, like, whoa, here's where you graduate from. And I graduated from an HBCU. Shout out to Talladega College, man. Coach Prime's alma mater.
He got the FSU fan base pretty riled up with that one.
Oh, did he? I don't. What were they saying?
They were saying they should unretire number 2 and give it to someone else this year. Things like that, stuff like...
The same folks that didn't want to hire him saying that?
That is, yep.
Well, congratulations.
Pretty, I had a point today when we were talking in the car because there were more NFL scouts at practice today. Mm-hmm. And I said, they obviously see what's going on. They're here for a reason, to see the talent. They know, and they've been following these kids even before they came to Colorado. That's the job of a scout. They know what's going on here and what Coach Prime is building here. But Florida State, the university he went to school at, the university that he kind of came from, of course. He won't call himself an alum, but really became Prime there. They don't want to claim him, and they didn't want to hire him.
Let me tell you something that Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, absolutely does not need, and that's somebody to speak on his behalf. He does not need a spokesperson. But I'm going to hop in and do it real quick and push back on something you just said.
All right.
He ain't going to allow anybody to say he became Prime at Florida State. He went to Florida State as Prime.
That's true.
He became Prime in Fort Myers. They recruited successfully Prime. He didn't become it there, man. He was already Prime time. But he just, I loved how he doubled down and made sure the world understood.
Yep.
It's not where you're from, it's where you graduated from. And he did finish at Talladega, not Florida State.
How's Kormani doing?
Good, man. And I take that breath with that because the guy has come so far in his conditioning. I mean, you all saw the videos how he was, struggling with the altitude and the strength and conditioning program of the summer. But there's none of that now, man. And there are times when you're watching him play, that you forget he's a freshman.
Yeah.
He was another one of those guys where, the stars got it right, the rankings got it right.
Yeah.
He is as advertised and is only going to get better. There were some special moments this week where he was going up against Javon Antonio, a bigger, more experienced receiver. And they were, one play was Javon, next play was Kormani. They were getting the best of each other and bringing out the best of each other. So I'm looking forward to watch his continued growth, man. But there are moments you see that he's a freshman. There are other moments that you don't see it. And that's what you want. You want that growth.
Dylan posted a video yesterday, I think, on his channel, and he was with Kormani in the IPF whenever it was, and Kormani was actually running routes, and man, he looked so good.
Yeah, he's
running routes.
Man. He's fluid, and Travis can do that, and Travis can quarterback, as people have seen.
Oh my, we got to talk about that. Is he the second string quarterback?
Travis could do every position except D-line and O-line. Let me take you back. Celebration Bowl, Atlanta, the specialists go out first.
Yeah.
And so Travis comes out and he's kind of just soaking in the atmosphere, Mercedes-Benz where the Falcons play. And all the specialists will huddle up around the 50-yard line. Travis, without warming up, gets the ball in Mercedes-Benz Stadium Dome right there in Atlanta. We're standing just shy of 50, maybe about on the 48, and he throws the ball into the bleachers out the back of the end zone.
He's going to throw a pass this year.
Hey, man, I'm not getting all that. TCU's watching.
That's fine. I'll say it. But after watching that,
he's got a arm, man.
There's got to be a package for that.
Arm. And you know who else used to play quarterback? Shiloh Sanders played quarterback.
No
Shiloh
way.
will tell you that he once was the best quarterback in the Sanders family.
I expect nothing less from him, honestly. You already mentioned him. Warren Sapp's still there.
Yeah.
It seems like the defensive line, though, has really kind of rallied around him and just trying to,
absolutely,
as Coach Prime said, glean some of that Hall of Fame gold.
And, these guests, friends of Coach Prime come in, and they cannot and do not directly coach players, but, you see them talking in the cafeteria. You see these guests, talking to coaches and just observing things. But what you really see is that pickup in energy You know, it's like when when you were growing up and mom or dad had company. You know, you want to show out in front of company
for sure.
And showing out in the football sense is making sure the D-line is doing things that would impress Warren Sapp. And so having him there watching them play, I think, brought a lot out of them this week.
All right, let's switch gears. Let's talk about today. We'll talk about the headline, the new arrival who's making waves in Boulder. You can probably figure out who that already is. But we got some news, Neely, before we get to this break. Or actually, we'll do it on the other side of this break.
I love when you take a break, man. This is when Jake becomes Morgan Freeman and just starts reading children's book live on air. He's going to narrate my life story one day.
All right. Shout out to our friends at Volo, the largest social sports company in the U.S. We pay so the kids play free. We got the DNVR crew in the Cherry Creek Bowling League on Mondays. You can go on and join us if you sign up with Volo. You can sign up as a free agent, join any team. They do have monthly membership programs that give you unlimited access to all sports events and social activities. It's only $20 a month, or you can do the annual cost. There's also a beta version, $10 a month for 3 months. But they're all over the city, man. Lodo, Rhino, Uptown City Park, the Highlands, Englewood, DU. Fall leagues are open now. Sign up before it's too late. Get your Volo pass and start playing in leagues as a free agent today. Make sure to use code DNVR10 for $10 off at www.volosports.com/Denver. And shout out to our friends at Splash Sports. We've partnered with them for a weekly pick contest that everyone can enter for real money. Here's how you enter. Go to splashsports.com/DNVR. The link is in the description if you click below this video. Deposit some cash to get started and enter DNVR's weekly NFL pick contest for just $20. They're giving away $7,500 for first place, just over $2,000 for second place, and just over $1,000 for third. We're going to have a bunch of weekly contests all year, so make sure you sign up for Splash Sports. Head on over to splashsports.com/DNVR to join. Again, different contests coming out, so make sure you stay tuned. We are stoked to compete with and against you all. And again, link is in the description.
Amazing. Nailed it once again.
Thank you, sir.
Speaking of nailing it, you know, DNVR Buffs Live is like a killing machine. The pregame show is a killing machine.
Yep.
But when we do joint stuff together, like the pregame and postgame shows we got coming for this season, things like this, man, look down in that corner right there. Like, y'all see, that logo is killer, man.
I love it. It's so good.
It's like, you know, it's Jay-Z and Linkin Park, man. It's just, I'm digging it, man. I'm digging it.
I was going to ask you, what duo are we today? Because we were Dre.
Oh, still Dre and Eminem.
Oh, okay.
Like, the people love that, so keep giving the people what they want. We need to switch it up.
All right, chat.
We could be Dr. J and Rick Barry for the people with gray hair, though.
There you go.
Little hoops reference. I know y'all want some Denver stuff. But, hey, speaking of Denver stuff, man, let me go off the rails here.
Yeah, sure, go.
I'm not gonna go into details, Jake. But the other day, I was trying to visit, you know, a certain website.
Where is this going?
And I kept getting this notice that it's blocked in Colorado. Context your representative. You know, they're working on.
Lord.
Hey, I don't know what's going on. Y'all need to get it fixed. Okay? Get it fixed.
Well,
I'm sorry. Go right ahead.
We have a wide reach, so you may be talking to the right people right now.
Get it fixed.
Someone said Rum DNC and Aerosmith.
I like that.
That's a good one, too. Yes, sir.
Walk this way. And when I was in New York for the 50th, Aerosmith was not there, but Run DMC did do Walk This Way.
Love it. All right, chat. We got some news just for y'all. That shirt, one of Ryan's favorites, that Crying Nebraska Kid shirt, it's restocked. Back in stock. Yeah.
Just in time for the first home game.
Just in time. Re-releasing it. There it is. You can head on over to DNVRlocker.com. Go to the buff section. That's there. And while you're there, you may find a new shirt for Nebraska Week.
All right.
You ready for this one?
You gonna tease it? We're gonna see it?
We're showing it.
All right.
So let's throw it up, Alyssa. Better dead than red.
I like.
Look at that one. Yeah. In the DNVR locker. That's one of my favorites. I love this one.
Yeah. No red in the facility, bro.
Nope. I make sure to not even wear red when I go up there. I don't want to be the one to get called out.
Don't be that guy.
There's the link in the comments right there if you guys want to go check it out. And that's not all. We've got more news.
All right, bring it, man. It's hard to top that, but let's hear it.
First home game of the season's next weekend.
It is.
A lot of people have been asking, Jake, where can I go hang out with you guys for the tailgate? Where are you going to be? Where can we
I've heard that question.
Meet up with everyone? I've got answers, brother.
Today you have answers.
We have our tailgate site. Go on and throw it up. The Rincon del Sol in Boulder, Colorado, on the corner of Arapahoe and Folsom Street.
Oh, man, that's like a short walk from the stadium.
Yeah, it's just so if you look on a map, it's just west of those lower practice fields.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's like the lower practice fields and some faculty housing or something.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it should be a little cut through. That's a short walk. That's a good tailgate spot, man.
So you can just meet up with us there and walk with us straight on over to Folsom. It's a short walk away. We are right there next to.
I wonder, can I hijack Coach Prime's golf cart?
You're going to be taking people the shuttle? You're the shuttle service?
No, look, it's going to be enough trouble me hijacking it, letting other people get in it. I'm going to be back in Mississippi. So
I did see someone else driving it today.
No, that happens.
Okay.
Yeah. Particularly when he needs something.
Yeah, is that what it was?
Go get so you just hop in the car. But I want to go like up on the hill and then down to the tailgate, do some donuts in the middle of Arapahoe.
Are you going to? So you're going to be the entertainment for our tailgate, is what you're saying?
Think about when Marshawn Lynch hijacked that cart pregame.
Yes.
I'm gonna do something like that.
I'm sure we can find like an old bus or something for you to jump over to.
Whipping that thing, man.
All right. So all of that to say, it is the best time to become a DNVR diehard. You sign up to become a DNVR diehard for what is it, $60 right now? It's a great deal.
Were you like asking the room?
I was kind of asking Alyssa.
Okay. I'm looking around like
the diehard graphic.
Who in here are you asking?
It's on the graphic. But anyways, sign up to become a DNVR diehard. You get a free shirt on sign up. You get exclusive diehard member price to all of our home tailgates. You also get access to our Discord. You get discounts here at the bar. I mean,
hey, and it kind of got leaked by one of our loyal watchers.
Uh-huh.
But I'm going to go to an extra leak.
Okay.
At these tailgates, sometime in the future, there may be a certain barbecue available there.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah. Not going to drop any more hints and names, but might want to come around.
Piece that one together, chat. But there it is. Go on over to DNVR.com. Sign up to become a diehard. You can get yourself a free shirt. And then you get an exclusive member price on all the merch. You get exclusive member merch. Again,
and I hear there's some pregame show DNVR married merch coming.
Oh, my. That's news to me, too.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I love that. So there you go. You've heard it all. Go to DNVR.com.
Heard it all, including some things you shouldn't hear.
Exactly.
But if you don't want the people to know it, don't tell me, because I represent the people, and I'm going to keep them informed.
They somehow knew before last week. Yes.
They were telling us what's happening.
Exactly. So I don't know how it works, but the chat is very smart. They know things. All right. Let's talk about practice today.
Let's do it.
What's up, RK? He's in the chat. Oh, let's go. He tuned in at the perfect time.
Who's RK? Oh, Ryan. That RK.
Yes.
We haven't seen him all summer.
Been a minute.
Witness protection program. I don't know where he is. Is he like MI6 CIA or something?
He might be on a secret mission somewhere.
Yeah, I think he's on a secret mission. So
literally, I think that's what he's doing.
Shout out to RK. Whatever you're doing to serve the country and the world, we appreciate you.
Serve Buff Nation.
Yeah, he is 007 of Buff Nation. He's somewhere doing something that we cannot disclose on the air.
I saw TV's asking about the depth chart. I heard that possibly tomorrow we may get a depth chart.
Yeah, it exists. It exists, and it's interesting and it's living. One of the things that Coach Prime did across fall camp, he and his coordinators as well as position coaches, is use that depth chart as a motivational tool. One day you may be a 1 and walk in after a bad practice and be a 3, and just to see how players react to it. But we are getting close to where what it's going to be is going to be. But I will also say this: no matter what you see, we're going to practice Thursday before we leave, have a couple of walkthroughs and that kind of thing before the game. It could still change before game time.
For sure.
Coach Prime is about what have you done for me lately?
Let's circle back to that because Coach Prime mentioned the cornerbacks yesterday and who's in contention for that. Sure. Carter Stoutmeyer and Omarion Cooper. I
really think that, like, right now, this being Wednesday, other than, clearly QB1 being Shedeur Sanders and some others, he went out there on Miles Slusher and said, that he's going to be out there. So It's coming.
Yep.
Yeah, it's coming.
It's coming. All right. Let's talk about today. We got Coach Hart on the podium. And one of the first things he was asked about was Juju Mitchell.
Yeah.
And he is making an immediate impact at practice for this defense.
I agree with that. If Coach Hart said he signed my name to it, but I've also seen it for myself. He doesn't look like the new kid in the building. He's learned his way around. I just stopped him before we headed in Denver and asked about him. He was like, look, man, I'm good. I'm figuring these things out. I think, there's some terminology things he has to grasp. But as far as playing the position and understanding his impact and role in that room, I don't think it's going to be too long before you see him because his learning curve, man, he's an experienced guy. He can go.
For sure. He's played a lot of college football, played at Texas, at Tennessee. That short stint at ASU this offseason, but now he's here. Coach Hart said he's been able to come in and process the information pretty quickly, just like what you said. He also said he ran a similar defense at Tennessee. Some of the guys in my room got a little relaxed. So when Juju came in, it perked up some ears, he said.
Hey, man, let me tell you something about America and capitalism. Competition benefits the consumer.
It does.
The only reason a Toyota is good is because Nissan is good. And you can't put out a bad product. So when a new guy walks in a room, believe me, guys start going, okay.
Yep.
He might get Jake's spot, but he ain't getting my spot.
For sure.
So you see that healthy competition and you see them bringing out the best in each other. But with his experience, man, he's gonna be able to impact practice and preparation, from scout team on up, and then when he's ready to get on the field. Because, again, man, it's much like the NFL. A lot of these schemes are so similar that you just look for the terminology change.
Right.
What one team calls RK, another team calls Jake, and you just have to learn those nuances.
Exactly.
And you're ready to get out there and play.
He was asked when we could see Juju on the field. As soon as this week, he said the way he's moving and going right now, probably week 2. He's really picking up the playbook fast. He was then asked just on bringing him in and the coach's decision to bring him in because obviously he was dismissed from ASU just a few weeks ago. Coach Hart did say, we took that into consideration, and he said the unique thing about our coaching staff, we acquire players that have some kind of disruption on another team, and we were able to reach them. Totally
agree. Deion Sanders is a second-chance guy. Coach Prime might not be that much of a second-chance guy, but Deion Sanders is. And a lot of times, man, these young people are making decisions that are based on their environment and a lack of the proper guardrails. Like imagine you're on the highway.
Right.
And so with the structure and experience of this coaching staff, they can take a young person who's had issues or concerns, challenges somewhere else, and they can mitigate those because they've been in football from the highest levels. You can't come with a human problem, that they haven't experienced and dealt with. So I agree with Coach Hart's assessment on that. You see a lot of guys who, oh, man, he wasn't like that at his other place, but now that he's with y'all, he's off the charts. And that's just a story of being in a Coach Prime organization.
I mean, the motto of this team is we coming for this year, right? But it's almost just like everyone understands that here is where it's almost like a final chance, almost like the new last chance you. You got all these transfers coming in. Everyone wants to go to the NFL draft. That's why all these grad kids came here to make an impression. Now Juju's in the fold. He obviously had the little issue or whatever at ASU, but he's got to know as soon as he stepped on campus here. This is Coach Prime's show, and you cannot double cross this man.
We all know the tough, smart, fast, discipline.
Right.
That with character part, man. That emphasis on with character. At the end, is something that Coach Prime talks to all these players before they actually get here to see you. And when they start here to see you, it's a constant reminder that, their guardrails up, man. One thing I love the way Coach Flea puts it. He said, Coach Flea will tell guys, and, Coach Flea has been a head coach. Coach Flea will tell guys, man, you can break a rule, but you can't break the law.
Yep.
And there's some things around here that are law, and it's just zero tolerance. We can work with you on the rule because sometimes it's circumstantial, but laws are not. We don't break laws, and that's not constitutional laws out in the street. I'm talking about internal football organization laws, and you'll find that Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, has a higher law standard in-house than society has outside the house.
And I just love it. It breeds competition, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
he mentioned Coach Hart mentioned what it did to the linebacker room. Like, they're never stopping their scouting and just adding to this roster. And I just have to imagine this starts at the top with Coach Prime. It's just how he wants things done. He always wants to try and see if he can make the team better.
It's just real world, man. You know, I don't care if you're playing football for CU or playing in the NFL or in corporate America somewhere. You know, the people up the food chain, the directors and HR folks and CEOs, they got one job, man. Well, two jobs. One, bring out the best out of you to make sure you can succeed, but also constantly be looking to replace you. Mm-hmm. You know, how can we get better at this position, this office, this role? And that's just the way of life. And these kids learn this, and they learn in real world experience that the best people are going to play. It's not going to be a favoritism thing.
Sure.
So if you want to play, be the best in that room.
And then that comment right there from Seize the Day. Know that there was a lengthy conversation prior to him coming to see you. I have no doubt about that.
No.
That Coach Prime sat this young man down, really had a heart-to-heart, honest discussion. I'm sure exactly what happened at ASU was talked about. And obviously, Coach Prime feels like Juju has learned enough from that already that he can come here and contribute.
And then we have the systems in place to make whatever that was that happened not happen again.
Coach Hart then spoke about just the linebackers that are going to play this weekend. He didn't exactly give us starters, but he said in base, it's looking like Bentley and Ham are out there. Marvin Ham. Wow, man. From a guy who really didn't flash much last year, managed to survive the transfer portal stuff this year, and now is impressing Coach Hart. We've heard his name multiple times.
Both Bentley and Ham, they're lunchbox guys, man.
Yeah.
You know, they quietly go about their business. You know, and you have personalities on the team like Shiloh Sanders who goes about his business, and you know he's going about his business because you hear him.
Yeah.
You know, Bentley and Ham, man, it's like they don't do a lot of, you know, talking out there on the sidelines, rah-rah stuff, but you can always count on them to be where they're supposed to be.
So those are going to be your guys in base, it sounds like, or a nickel. But then Coach Hart said third down or wide open scenarios, he's looking at Demoy, and we know why, because he's got that speed. He can match up with guys.
Speed.
Yeah. He's just going to be a weapon on defense, I believe.
Yes, sir.
What does that say? Long-time listener, first-time commenter. My question is this. How late can we stay out Friday night to still make it to the tailgate at 7 a.m. Saturday?
We're going to put that to the test. And we're looking for participants in this exercise with us. There is one theory that we're just going to go from Friday night straight to the tailgate to the game.
Oh, my. That ain't me.
Well, we're going to press play on Beastie Boys' No Sleep to Brooklyn, and we're just letting it ride, man. Like, put it on loop. We ain't going to bed. You know, Jake, you're not actually playing in the game.
I know.
Okay.
Do you understand how long that day is going to be?
I absolutely understand how long the day is going to be. And we'll sleep when it's all over.
Okay, this guy's just insisting that we're going to basically close everything down on Friday night. So
and repeat on Saturday.
There you go.
As we celebrate the win.
This one's for you, Chet. Coach Hart was asked about Brendan Gant. He said Brendan Gant's going through therapy right now, getting his knee right. He said he should expect to have him ready in about 3 weeks. Have you spoke to him?
I haven't. I have not.
All right. I know that's someone the chat loves to ask about, so we got a little Brendan Gant update. Yeah. Coach Hart said he is pretty familiar with TCU. Said Sonny used to host clinics and invite them down there when they were coaching in high school, I guess. Yeah. So that relationship.
Coach, that's home, man. You know, of course, Coach Prime has made Texas home and been there for years, but it's literally home for Coach Andre Hart, a linebackers coach. Grew up in Dallas, played high school ball in Dallas, and made his name in football in Dallas. And so he's a familiar, you know, entity around Texas football, particularly, you know, that part of the state.
He then spoke about what he's seen from TCU offensively. He's mentioned the speed. He spoke a lot about Chandler Morris, who's the quarterback. He started the game last year against the Buffs, was pulled out, I believe, third quarter, I think actually due to an injury.
It was.
So he never really got a full game last year, and that's what Coach Hart talked about, is this guy has played, and he's played for TCU over the last few years, but it's never really been full games, you know, bodies of work, getting in game flow. So he thinks that's something that they can maybe take advantage of, try and disrupt his rhythm.
Yeah, absolutely. I know with the pregame show we do on Friday, we're going to get in a lot of game details.
Yeah, for sure.
I do believe that because of that situation, you're going to have a quarterback who's, you know, out to prove something.
Oh, yeah.
Who wants to prove that was his team that went to the national championship and that it was an injury that kept him from being the guy. And I think he's going to try to prove that he's the guy. And, you know, and if not for the injury, we'd all know it. And so, you know, that's something to look out for. You know, it's yin yang. You stop the run that makes the quarterback throw. You stop the throwing and makes them have to go to the run game. We just have to see what develops. But I do think that after what happened to him last year, he's coming in with a quote-unquote chip on his shoulder to some degree and want to prove that it's his team.
Levante Bentley then spoke on the podium today. It was a shorter press conference. He was busy with his daily agenda, but we got to speak to him for a few minutes.
Which I'm sure included weightlifting.
Oh, yeah. That's what we were waiting on, was for him to finish his...
Look, Bentley ain't missing no workout. Like, media be damned.
Yeah.
Like, he is going to stick to his routine, his regimen, and he's going to get those weights in. And the guy's yoked, man. He can move with speed.
He really is, man.
And he has the body with it, the mass with it, to lay somebody down out there, man.
He spoke about Juju, said he was impressed and liked what he saw from him so far. I can't remember who it was. They asked him about that, though, him coming into the room. And, did that grab your attention, just because another guy's coming in? Did you maybe think, coach is looking to shake things up? Just talked about, I love his mentality, kind of business is business type of thing.
I wasn't there, but I'm sure Bentley looked back like that when Juju walked in the room and went right back to the film. Because it's not going to change what he does. He's not, we just talked about how competition benefits everybody, but he's not one of those guys that's responding to that because he's giving 100%, whether it's 3 linebackers in there or 13 linebackers in there. Bentley is going to be Bentley.
I'm just looking up his eligibility right now. I want to make sure. So he's got 2 to play 2. But he does come in as a grad transfer after playing a long time at Clemson, not really having a chance to start. Looks like he's getting that now. And just going back to what we talked about earlier, I mean, that's got to just bring out the best in all of these players, man.
Absolutely. And then you have situations like, say, a Shane Coates, who played well at Dartmouth, but because Dartmouth and Ivy League football is not seen each Saturday, has that same chip on his shoulder. I want to prove I can play at this level and there by the NFL. So different paths to get here, different amounts of time of eligibility left, but all with something to prove, and not prove year 3, not prove year 2, to prove year 1, and year 1 starts Saturday.
He then spoke about playing next to Marvin Ham. He said he's a great teammate, great leader. Him and I are on the same page, and that's kind of what Coach Hart said. I feel like linebacker is one of those positions where dependability and just knowing your keys, knowing your reads, just knowing where to be goes so far. Like, you can be a great athlete, but if you don't have those things, especially at that position, you're going to get exposed.
And knowing all those things, perfect, Jake, but also knowing where everybody else is supposed to be.
Yes.
So you can help get them in place pre-snap. And let's say they're not in place pre-snap, it's now post-snap. Rule number 1 is do your job, but when you know the other person's job and see that they're not in place, when you got the speed of a Bentley and Ham, you can get over there and help and kind of fix that in between plays. But if you don't know what the hell is going on, if you only know your job, you're sitting there stuck. It as Warren Sapp would say, we got to move as a pack. It's pack hunting. It's not just one wolf, one dog. It's like it's 11 wolves or 11 dogs. We're all going.
What else do we got? I had something else I can't remember right now, but he said D-Mac runs the aux in the locker room. I thought that was hilarious.
D-Mac is running for president. I forgot what year he said he's running, but it's 2040 something. He says he's running. He's got my vote already.
There you go. And that's about it from today. Real quick shout out to our friends over at Backus and Shanker. When you get hurt, Backus and Shanker are here to help. They've been winning for Colorado families for more than 25 years. No fees to speak with them about your case, no fees while they work on your case, and no fees unless they win your case and win money for you. They've won over $1 billion for their clients, and they help with all kinds of injury cases where you weren't at fault: car accidents, motorcycle, rideshare, pedestrians, and trucks, even if you're hurt at work. Smash that Shador line, 222-2222, to find out if you have a case for free today. Backus and Shaker wins.
Fan, what an easy law firm number to remember. You just dial Shador Sanders over and over until he rings.
Exactly.
Just keep hitting 2. 2. One more 2 to be safe.
Well done. Appreciate it. Shout out to our friends at Broken Tee, the coolest golf course in town. It's got the best vibes. They have an award-winning practice facility, 27 total holes, and an 18-hole championship course, as well as a challenging par 3 course. They got a stocked pro shop full of sick gear, a great restaurant, Wyatt's at Broken Tee, and they've got many professionals there to help teach you the game of golf. They've got a charity tournament on Friday, September 22nd, so make sure you sign up for that. Prizes support the Bridge House / Tri-Cities Homeless Action Team's effort to open a navigation center that will provide a facility for community members struggling with homelessness to receive temporary shelter and connect with services. Go to brokentee.com or brokenteegolf.com to make tee times and get the latest updates. Use the code DNVR10 for 10% off any round on their regulation course. All right, man.
Hey, man, I saw a comment go by while you were reading those beautiful ads. Morgan Freeman blushed while you were doing that.
Thank you.
Asking, can our defensive line stop the run? And
what do you want to say to that?
I just want to say, it's a great question because it starts and ends in the trenches. And I believe in our D-line, man. I believe that these guys can stop the run. I believe they physically can do it. I believe we got the group of guys that will take the grate off a fan and put their face in it. You know, you got to have that mentality. They can tackle. And I think that they're going to also be able to get back there and disrupt the quarterback. I really do believe in this D-line, you know, that Coach Prime has recruited in and Coach Sal is trained up and Coach Nick Williams bringing the Bucks, the defensive ends off the end. I believe we're going to make some noise.
Not to get too much into preview stuff because I do want to save a lot of it for Friday.
You got to watch the Friday live show to get the pregame stuff.
But I do want to kind of bring this up because TCU, I think, returns their 2 starters at guard on the offensive line. The other 3 positions are all brand new. One of the tackles is a former Alabama player, one of the top 10 players in the country in that class. We'll see if he fits that bill. But Willis Patrick, former JSU offensive lineman.
Good guy, man. We used to call him Levert at Jackson State. You know, he's a big teddy bear lover, man. I first interviewed him when he got to Jackson State. He had a Prince shirt on, and I'm a big Prince fan. So looking forward to seeing him on Saturday, man. I don't know if they're going to play guard or center, but we know him. You know, we've seen him coach, seen him play. He was at JSU last year. Now he's at TCU. So I think there's going to be some synergy there, some chemistry there.
Love it, man.
You know, it's nothing like knowing who your opponent, and you know, I'm sure he knows Savion because he blocked for him, and knows Shador because he blocked for him. So there's some not just coaches from Texas, like the Coach Hart example. There's some players with familiarity on both sides of the ball.
It's going to be an interesting angle. I can't wait to dig into that one a bit more. Shout out to my guy Will in the comments. Doing what I'm doing right now. Asking for some likes. Smash that thumbs up button. Also, subscribe to our podcast. Apple Podcast, Spotify. We'd appreciate you guys.
And call your local representative to get Neely's website back in Colorado. That's right up there with hitting that like and subscribe.
There you go.
Got to prioritize this, man.
Get on it. All right, let's do questions. A lot of people are asking about Friday, so let's just do that one.
All right. Answer the one that we don't know anything.
I was just gonna say,
just to get it out of the way.
Friday is gonna be a very busy day. The live show will be later in the afternoon/evening. That's as best as I can tell you right now.
Yeah, I think you nailed it.
So just stay tuned. We'll let you all know as soon as we can.
We will be in Dallas the other Fort Worth. So there will be the DNVR pregame show on Friday. Wish we could tell you the time.
Yep.
But if only RK was here.
I know.
But he's off on a mission.
I know.
Saving the world.
Abandoned us. SMH.
I forgot his name.
But yeah, and then we'll have a post-game show on Saturday as well. Again, we'll let you know. We're still kind of figuring it all out.
We had a spot for the post-game show.
I
didn't say talk about it. I'm just saying, once upon a time, we knew where the post-game show was going to be from.
We kind of got shoot out of our
imagine that.
Original spot. Yeah. We weren't welcome.
Someone Googled Jake is like, he can't come in here.
They watched this show and realized what was going on.
We can't host that here.
Miko, what's up? What's one player on defense you think will make noise this weekend that no one will expect? And then Uncle Neely, non-football, are you going to help get a Kappa chapter back active on CU? You answer that question first.
Man, let's do it. But I think it's needed. You got the synergy there, population coming in, support a chapter. I'm willing to work with anybody to make that happen, man. Fundamental purpose is achievement. Let's do it. And then as far as players that will make noise on defense, I think over the weeks we've still kind of discussed them. I don't think there's anybody that we've, missed.
Yeah.
But Mans is going to make some noise.
Okay.
He's going to represent New York. And he's going to make some noise on defense. And I think that Let me go with good old number 55.
All right.
On the D line, I think Payne is going to make some noise. I think everybody's going to be looking at 99 Cokes, but I think 55 Payne is capable of disrupting some plays as well and brings that energy.
I do have one thing I forgot about, but real quick, just to answer that question. I'll throw out Tajay McCoy.
I agree.
Guy that's just been getting a lot of praise recently. Seems like he's really coming on. We've got some number changes, though, for the roster before TCU. That battle for number 9 seems like it's over. Jaquez Robinson changes his number to number 8. And then we have a new number 9, but on the offensive side of the ball, Anthony Hankerson going from 22 to 9.
That's right.
Cameron Warchuk, he goes to number 47. Victory Johnson, another linebacker, he goes to 57. Juju, of course, he got his number 51. And then freshman Isaiah Harge is going to be wearing 17. All right, next question. Black Jacket's asking, Kormani was both ways in high school, correct? Yes, he was.
And I think that at some point you'll see him do that here.
Yes.
But not necessarily this fall.
Right.
Yeah, not this fall. I think that is, as it relates to a freshman getting acclimated to college football, that would have been pouring a lot on. So he's just been focusing on strength and conditioning, getting his size and weight up for college ball and the understanding of the defensive side. But I think just like as Travis is doing, once he has another year of experience, you'll see him play both sides as well. He's certainly capable of it, but you just don't want to overwhelm, incoming freshmen.
Right.
Because that's one thing you have to appreciate about Travis. Travis played college ball last year. So he's shown he can handle both sides of the playbook. But Kormani's going to get there.
Yep. I mean, just to build on that, it's pretty clear that Kormani is on like the Travis development route, right? And Travis's situation last year was very, just circumstantial because he was hurt kind of coming in.
Yeah, had an injury.
Had to deal with that ankle kind of throughout the year, was never really healthy.
Yeah, and an injury he brought from high school.
Yes.
Something that was unresolved there.
Exactly.
Had to take the time, have a surgery, and get it right. And when he got it right, you saw a totally different Travis.
So we talked to, his name's Landlin. He works for Polk Way. I'm sure you've seen them on Twitter. They cover Polk County out there in Florida. And he's known Kormani for a while. So when I talked to him, he said that, Kormani originally started as an offensive player. And if he would have stayed there, he probably still would have been a 3-4 star offensive player or recruit in this last class. But his physical traits, how long he is, how tall he is, that just matches so well playing corner.
Much like Deion Sanders.
Exactly.
People forget Coach Prime played quarterback.
Yeah,
he played quarterback in high school, man, and played guard / small forward in basketball in high school and ran track and field. But at some point, when it comes to that development and what your body is naturally inclined to, you pick a path that you're going to be on the majority of the time.
Yeah,
and that ended up being the secondary cornerback for Coach Prime, but. Can't forget what he did as a specialist,
right?
Because speed is speed. So I think as Kormani grows and get past his freshman year, you're going to see those natural God-given talents that have been enhanced and harnessed with this coaching staff and strength and conditioning start to do other roles on the team.
For sure. And let's talk about the cornerback position, what Coach Prime said yesterday, because when he said that, and I knew right when I put the tweet out, like they're not even going to think about Carter Stoutmire. They're just going to freak out about Kormani because he wasn't mentioned.
Yeah.
But he's going to play this Saturday.
Yeah.
He's going to be on the field quite a bit.
Yeah. I've never, other than the individual ego of the player or fans, ego, I think that people overemphasize starter.
Yes.
Because you go out there the first time with the first unit at the beginning of the game does not mean you're a slouch or you don't have value, because as the game goes on and situations arise and matchup arise, you see a totally different person from the starter have a bigger game. But everybody, who's starting? I mean, who's playing and ready to play?
Right.
Yeah, that's where it's at.
And then, just shout out to Carter Stoutmire. This is the son of another former NFL longtime vet.
Yeah,
obviously.
His dad was in town this past week, too.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Played with Coach Prime, played for, I think, 6 teams in the NFL. He was very experienced, played a long time for a lot of other coaches.
And I told Carter this the other day. One of the comments I love that just reappears is whenever we interview him on the pregame show, people say, no matter what time of day you interview Carter, he looks like he just woke up. And I told him that, and I said, even now, man, they're right. We've been out here 3 hours. And he told me, man, I've been getting it all my life. Because he just has this facial expression, that he's disengaged. But, man, he is on top of the playbook. He knows where to be. Doesn't mind bringing that thud when they hit each other. And he's a freshman.
Yeah.
He's going to make an impact on this team, man.
For sure. And just from the small little bit we're able to see from your channel, Well Off and Reach the People, he makes plays out there, man.
Yeah. And, one thing I love, and you hear the rumors or scuttlebutt out there that other coaches around the nation, say stuff to recruits like, hey, don't go to Colorado just because of Coach Prime because he doesn't coach players. He's just a figurehead. Man, if you saw Coach Prime at practice, like he coaches.
Yes.
And like he spends time with not just the secondary, but the amount of times I've seen him individually coaching a Carter starter, it's like it's unbelievable that a head coach spends that much time coaching, man. He really does.
I think honestly, what Coach said yesterday was not even close to a knock on Kormani
at all.
It was just praise for Carter.
Yeah,
I think he's just played really well.
I don't know why people hear when you say I like pizza, they don't hear I like pizza. They hear I hate chicken.
Yeah,
like no one said that.
I know. Yes,
we were talking about a specific guy, and because another guy didn't get mentioned, you run off with that.
I know.
Like that wasn't the context of the conversation.
I mean, and isn't it a good thing that another freshman is able to stand out like that? It's fantastic.
You should be happy about that. And as they both grow and develop, Carter's not going to do the both sides of the ball thing.
Right.
It frees up Kormani to start learning the receiver
to
stuff.
become the Travis. Yes.
I don't get what people don't get.
I mean, it feels like the blueprints are pretty laid out for some players. And and Coach said in the spring, Kormani's going to play both ways. It's always been clear what the plan is with him. And just because he's not ready to start opposite Travis week 1, or not even saying he's not ready, just because Coach Prime isn't going to put him out there first play week 1 doesn't mean that he's what all these people are saying.
You also have to look at every team in America, except for some dummy coach, is going to put his best people at that position or positions on the field. Okay? And so if you were to go with a Travis over here who has college experience playing both ways, and then add a freshman Kormani, does what he brings to the table conceptually as a freshman trump what Javon Antonio has already done collegiately?
Right, yes.
Even at the JUCO level. Like, you have to learn where people's roles are going to be in the overall unit and scheme, but people hear a diss when they don't hear the name that they thought they should hear.
Yep.
And that's just fool's gold. That's not how it works in football.
Just deep breaths. It's all okay.
I think you
next?
told somebody that before.
I tell people that a lot.
Didn't sound like it was your first time saying it. No. I don't know the circumstances that you were saying it in, but I imagine rope and Vaseline were in play. But.
Oh, my goodness. This guy. Guy. As a Boulder native, I have to ask, have you tried, does that say Kit's Barbecue yet? Specifically the one at 75th and Arapahoe. I think it's the best barbecue in Boulder.
I'm about to try it.
There you go.
75th and Arapahoe, got it.
I haven't been to that one, but it is definitely on the list. I think
I'm assuming this stuff goes in order. Like, I know, like, the 28th and 30th and 31st, like 75th would be like 40 more that way. Like,
I think so.
I'm not promising I'll get there tonight, but
I use the GPS for a reason, brother. I was gonna say something again. I forgot. All right, what's next? Uniform info. You got anything?
No, I think people have caught a glimpse of it, and it's been out there. It's the all whites, man. People. You're gonna see it Saturday.
Yep.
But there's been enough people zooming in the background of Coach Prime's office, and or Smitty walking through a hall, that they're gonna be clean.
Yep.
What color do the visitors wear?
White usually. Yeah.
And we're the visitors.
Yes.
So it doesn't take, rocket sciences or Sherlock Holmes that we're going to be in a light color come Saturday. We are the road team.
I mean, the Stormtrooper unis are slick, man. I really like the all whites from the bus.
What I love about it is you got 12 games on the schedule, man. And I promise you, we don't have to repeat uniforms.
Yeah.
Like, we can literally go the entire – what Smitty and Coach Prime put together, man, we can go the entire season and not wear the same combination twice.
Can't wait, man. Who's next? I'll love. Can you speak on Arizona putting a self-imposed Arizona State is putting a self-imposed ban on bowl games, not Arizona. MLC went there. So, I mean, we can talk about it for sure. And I think
I got to yield.
Well, it's just, again, just incompetence at the NCAA level and just, I don't know what happened exactly. I guess there are violations stemming from Herm Edwards' time as head coach there.
Oh, got you. Okay. All right.
So
you do know I'm new to the conference.
Yes, I do. So I'll break it down. So,
you run with this one.
Kenny Dillingham was offensive coordinator at Oregon last year. He gets hired at ASU, went to ASU, kind of coming back home. Seems like he's brought some energy back to that program.
Okay.
But the ADs, the ones who dragged their feet the entire time on this Pac-12 media deal thing, really, the ones who kept empowering Larry Scott to be the Pac-12 commissioner, and what really ended up being the downfall of this conference, are the ones who slapped Kenny Dillingham with a bowl ban in his first season. They've really worked the portal too. They had like 35 guys coming via the portal.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the advantages of being a new coach is that it's a looser portal.
Yes.
Yeah.
But these kids can't compete for a bowl game now. You bring in all these grad transfers and seniors and stuff, and now the AD just says, no, it's not going to happen. So I feel for those kids. Jordan Tyson is at ASU, as Marlene said. He's still kind of coming back from that injury, but it just sucks for those kids out there. I mean, you never want to see that because these kids didn't do anything wrong, especially this crop of kids. Yeah. It was the last regime, so now the wrong people are getting punished. It's dumb stuff what the NCAA and the ASU higher-ups have been up to. It's pretty infuriating. Thank you, Birdman. We appreciate you. What's up, Eric? Doing any sightseeing while at Fort Worth?
If y'all don't get this website turned back on, I might have to.
Man, we're not gonna have time to sightsee in Fort Worth.
No, we're not, man. It is all work, no twerk. We get there. Team, like I said, team is practice tomorrow, which is Thursday. Team leaves Thursday afternoon.
Yeah.
To get to Fort Worth Hotel that evening. It's going to be some form of practice / walkthrough on Friday. And Coach Prime I learned from him, about him, I should say, in the Jackson State days. He has a 24-hour rule or window where you take 24 hours before kickoff and back up, and just about every 15 minutes that 24 hours is accounted for, and if it ain't accounted for, it's rest and off your feet. So it's not a lot of twerking going to be taking place with anyone in or around the team because it's mission critical now, man. It's football time.
Yeah, man. It's going to be. We show up there Friday. There's supposedly a media event happening at the stadium that afternoon. We're going to figure out our pregame. We do that. Somehow we got to sleep. Then we got a tailgate at 7 a.m.
So out of all the things you mentioned, I will say sleep is the last on the priority.
Yes, probably, honestly, though.
No, really. No, I'm not making a joke about it.
No, for real.
The other things bump up ahead. We'll fall asleep when we fall asleep.
Yep.
But it is a jam-packed schedule because keep in mind, man, it's an early kickoff. This is this is 11 a.m.
I know.
11 a.m. when we get there, 10 a.m. Mountain.
Thankful for that extra hour, though. I'll tell you what. All right. What else we got?
We got post-game. Coach Prime's presser, interviews with players, and then the post-game, pregame show, DNVR pregame show.
Yep.
So it's a
lot
it's
going
going to
on.
be an 8 to 10 hour day, man.
And we're going to have a ton of content for you, too. And your channel, the pregame show. Go subscribe.
Absolutely, man. It's blowing up like nitro.
Kenneth, you all mentioned certain running backs. Do you think Charlie will ever get a scholarship offer from Coach Prime?
You know what? I see that a lot in the comments.
Yes.
A lot in the comments. And one thing I don't see is, Charlie ain't begging for it. He's going about his business, man. He's not focused on. You wouldn't walk in the locker room and know who a walk-on is. You wouldn't walk in the locker room and know who's on the scholarship. Like, those guys are going to work. I think the fans get caught up in stuff like that. We watched the movie Rudy, and then you see programs around the nation where the coach gives somebody a scholarship. Coach Prime did in Jackson State with a running back who had gone from cameraman to running back. So it can happen, but it's not one of those things that is scripted like that.
Right.
Particularly when what is in place is working. And Coach Prime typically, from that NFL mentality, if you make scholarships like the salary cap, he's going to keep some in his back pocket for things like this or future recruits. You don't want to exhaust all your scholarships. So it's a lot more to it. And then again, like we were just saying earlier, people see something that's not going the way they think it should, and they think it's a negative.
Right, exactly.
When internally, no one is tripping over it.
Yep.
It ain't a
for
negative.
Sure. Just that whole conversation just reminded me the new Undisputed on FS1 with Michael Irvin.
Yeah.
Who else is on there? Richard Sherman. And then it's Skip and I can't. Who's the other guy? Oh, Keyshawn.
Keyshawn. Yeah.
So, Irvin,
give me the damn ball, Keyshawn.
Irvin went on there talking about what he saw at Colorado, and he kind of mentioned that these walk-ons, Coach Prime has a type, and they come out here and they compete. He said 57. I went and looked at the roster. We don't have a 57. I'm pretty sure he's talking about Noah Young, though. The former, I believe, Tennessee linebacker.
Yeah.
And I've noticed it, too, just watching your guys' videos and stuff. He is flying around there just making plays, man. These walk-ons.
Flying around like he's on scholarship.
Yeah, these walk-ons are different.
Yeah, I totally agree. I do think as fans, we trip over things that players and coaches and inside folks don't trip over. It's like it's a non-issue.
What's the next question? Do you think they will change the song when Ralphie comes out? And what should the new Ralphie song be? Probably not. I don't think so.
Success.
I mean, you can't mess with Ralphie.
No, that's the Ralphie shit.
Yeah.
We're guests. This is Ralphie's house.
What else do we got? What's up, Chris? Will either of you be at Coach Prime's coaches show tomorrow? Probably not, man. Oh, maybe you.
No, I'm not, man. I got to get situated.
Oh yeah, you're headed out tomorrow.
Yeah. So I'll miss it. And so I'll either miss the show or miss the flight. I'll let y'all tell me which one to do.
All right. I know I'm gonna get this question, so I was trying to find the answer. I saw TV. What's up? Okay. Do the do the super chat. Do the super chat from Oklahoma 11. Have you all found out what section you're sitting in? So I can tell you, if you're looking for tickets for Saturday's game, look around section 410. Surrounding sections there, and you should be in good company.
What he said.
What else?
Although he'll be in the press box.
I will be in the press box. So will Alyssa.
Alyssa will be in the press box.
What's up, Lawrence? Where are you seeing these number updates? Well, I mean, so the SID, the guy who runs the team, sent me an email with.
And plus, if you go to the website, the Colorado football website, and hit roster, the numbers have already been changed.
So we get a whole game notes packet every week just on the team, historical stats. It's got the whole roster in there. So we kind of get weekly updates that way. So that's how I got the number changes. Birdman.
They asked that with a bunch of question marks as if they were doubting you.
Oh, that's my guy Lawrence though. He's all good.
Man. I like pizza. That means I hate chicken.
Birdman is asking how the kicking game is going. We talked about this in the car.
It's going good. I like our special teams, man. And let me say this: what I like about our special teams is the emphasis that Coach Prime places on special teams. Mm-hmm. What's the first play of the game, Jake?
It's kickoff. What's
the first play of halftime?
Kickoff.
Like special team sets the tone, man. I don't care if you're giving, receiving, what's taking place, man. And the amount of time that whether it's in film prep or installing it on the field, you got a guy who understood field position and flipping field position. He did it with his speed. Mm-hmm. So you got a head coach who values special teams. And I think there are programs around the nation where special teams is just where you dump people that don't have a role on the defense or offense. Like, hey, let them go play that. It ain't like that in Colorado, man. It's not like that at CU. Like, if you're out there with special teams, you got a job and you're held accountable, and it is believed that you can perform that job, and you're coached up to perform it. So one of the things I'm most looking forward to Saturday is the performance of our special teams, whether it is, ALLCITY, Mark with the long punts, where do we actually try field goals from, to even our coverage. Like, I'm looking forward to it because there's been an emphasis on it.
I've just noticed, just from watching when you guys put special teams clip stuff out there, going through drills, they take it very seriously because there are starters sometimes that are out there on your kickoff, kick return teams. Mm-hmm. And it's not unique. This isn't the only school that does stuff like that. But it just shows how much special teams should be taken seriously.
No doubt about it. You would love to be in a situation when you grow your roster and your recruitment to where there are guys on special teams, and that's all they do, so they can concentrate on that. With this being year one, you see people who do other jobs and do those jobs well, performing roles on special teams because they can be counted on. You got to have people out there you can trust.
All right. Jake really wants us to answer his question. Yeah. Are you worried about the TCU players saying that Colorado YouTube channels show too much?
You know what? I'm not worried about that. I do appreciate them watching. The pregame show has crossed over 78,000 subscribers. I think Darius has hit 100,000 with Reach the People. So come one, come all. But we're not idiots. You know, if we're showing something, we know what we're showing, and we also know what we're not showing. And I think that whether you're the casual observer or been with us from day one, you've seen less and less installment footage or practice footage.
Yes.
You know, you just see kind of drill footage and interviews. So no, I don't. I've never thought that. And anybody that's worth a damn in scouting, you know, you don't have to listen to Well Off Media, the pregame show, or Reach the People, or DNVR to know that Dylan Edwards is fast.
Right.
I mean, you know, there's high school film on him.
Yep.
You know, he was a sought-after recruit. You know, he was headed to Notre Dame. It's like you know, we ain't telling you nothing that you couldn't find out.
Exactly.
You know, so I don't think it's giving away any secret sauce.
No. I mean, I've just been seeing that a lot in the comments on Well Off and stuff, too, and it's like they practice for, I don't know, 60 to 90 minutes, whatever the day calls for.
You're looking at 6 minutes and think you got something.
Exactly.
All right, keep on. Yeah, study long, study wrong. Keep watching.
J.O., there's a viral video of TCU's 455-pound offensive line freshman. What is CU's readiness level for this potential? That guy is not starting, brother.
Yeah, yeah.
You're not starting at 455.
I can't wait to see him doing warm-ups. I've seen those videos and promotion of him, but I wasn't anticipating him playing.
I'd be very surprised.
Freshman at that size, you know, 102 degrees. Mm-hmm. Yeah, good luck.
I'd be very surprised.
Please start him.
Yeah, for real. Thumper, if the Colorado football team is so bad, why are there so many NFL pro scouts at their practices?
Great observation.
I mean, well, for one, NFL scouts go to every school. Every school. They go all over the country looking for players. The saying is, if you could play, the NFL will find you, right? So
yeah, I am going to do a pushback.
Go ahead.
They didn't start coming to the SWAC until Deion Sanders arrived. We had scouts every day at Jackson State, and it wasn't an everyday thing before that, so they don't go to every school. They go where they have a good chance of finding what they're looking for, and they have no doubt been in Colorado every day this summer, and not just one scout a day. Sometimes it's 5 teams represented.
Saw 3 today.
Yeah, saw 3. You saw 3 there today. I mean, it's they ain't coming here just because it's cool and to be on YouTube. Mm-hmm. They're coming here doing their damn jobs, and that's to find who's next to play on Sundays.
Well, and they know that there's talent here. They know that there's real players.
Absolutely, there's real, and not only real players with talent, real players with talent that are being coached the way the NFL coaches.
Yes.
Real players with talents that are being coached the way the NFL coaches and the NFL organizations are managed. You know, when a meeting starts at 7:15, your butt is in the seat at 7. You know, those kind of things. You know, you take care of your locker room, your equipment. You know how to self-prepare and to self-motivate and to be player-led. They know the kind of person and player that Coach Prime is and understands that his organization is going to be run that way. And so they gravitate to programs like that. You know, all things being equal, you could take a guy from Alabama or you could take a guy from UAB, and they got all the metrics the same. You're going to take the guy from Alabama because you know he's played in a system, and I don't mean scheme, organizational system that operates like the pros do.
Exactly.
So, yeah, we coming, but they coming too.
Yeah, beautifully stated. And then final question, Antoine's asking who's starting at free safety. I guess I mean between Shiloh and Trevor, I'd imagine Shiloh's the more, I guess, free safety.
Yeah, yeah. I think that would be the good bet, but it'll also be just wise to wait 24 hours.
Sure, and we're gonna probably see, as we said, 4 or 5 safeties out there anyways. So
yeah, it's gonna be some definite rotation out there.
Yeah,
because there are different skill sets, man, and there are different situational skill sets. So there are certain position groups on this team. We talk about it all the time with running back, that you have the kind of depth that you can do some interesting things. You don't have to just throw 1 or 2 guys out there every play.
Love it, man.
You know, people do get winded.
Yes, we are human, and so are the football players.
People do need a breather, and it's good when you got a unit that the breather, there's not a lot of drop-off between the person going in to sub for another guy.
I like what his comment says. Get Tank off the bus first. Do you think he's the first guy off the bus for Coach Prime?
Man, he is the bus.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I love it. Is Jimmy the number one punt returner? Probably. I'd bet on that. Will depth chart come out soon? Again, I heard maybe tomorrow. So hopefully by time tomorrow rolls around, I've got that for you guys.
And I'm still putting a footnote out there for the fans. When it comes out, don't expect to see that every damn play and situation.
Yes.
Like that ain't how real football games work.
It's going to be fluid, man. And just with, I mean, not that the temperature and weather's affected this, but I think it was pretty evident when we saw this roster coming together that they wanted enough depth to be able to rotate confidently at least 2 or 3 deep.
That's what you want. That's the game plan.
Yep. So, all right.
You don't want next man up to become next man down.
Exactly.
Like you want it to be level.
Good job, man.
Hey,
appreciate you, brother.
Burrito buddy and beer.
You're headed out tomorrow.
Yeah, we're gonna do practice in the morning and head to Fort Worth. One thing about covering the team, you got to beat them there. You can't film Tank getting off the bus and you're behind Tank.
Right.
So you got to beat them there. So yeah, we're gonna head out tomorrow, man. And you guys get there Friday. Then we set up and do a show from there. Do a pregame show from there. Then we got a postgame after, man. Football is finally here, man.
I cannot wait, man. I'm so hyped. We have games tomorrow night, too. Utah and Florida.
Utah's playing.
Yep.
Yeah, Utah and Florida, man. It's Utah's home game, right? Florida's coming there.
Yep.
Yeah, it'll be a good one to watch, man. Watch your future opponent.
For sure. We'll see if Cam Rising's healthy enough to start. We'll talk about it more tomorrow. I believe there is we'll have someone returning tomorrow.
No.
To sit right there in that seat.
I should fart in the seat.
Leave him a present.
Yeah.
All right.
This one is for you, RK.
Sko Buffs, baby.
Sko Buffs.